Hey, what's going on, everybody? I think I like that intro just a little bit. And what I wanted to do is to make sure that we get everything live, everything is streaming. So give me a couple of seconds and make sure everything is on point. All right. But I got 5 till, so we'll be going on in about 5 more minutes at 9 o'clock. Let everybody know that we're going to get going with our inner. All right, make sure you guys spread the word. It's just only 4 minutes or so till 9 o'clock. So we're going to be talking about the inner circle call, and of course, what we do with the inner circle is back to basics, okay? Because we want to know how to take off and how to stay going, how to stay motivated. All right, so I'm going to take a few more minutes. Yeah, 3 more minutes or so, and I'm gonna get a little something to drink. You lost the connection. You want me to? Scared me. Oh, righty. Like we say, this is inner circle, so this is the inside out, right? If you're anything like me, you're probably just a little tired, right? It's Monday. You're back into the grind of things. You're back into the cares of this life. Okay, so let's take a couple of seconds and just breathe a little bit, okay? And just think for a second, okay? This is a safe space. This is a place where you have people that are like-minded with you. Okay, these are people that are thinking along the same mindset with you. So it's a freedom to stay connected. Excuse me. Hot chocolate. Cool beans. What we're gonna do? All right. The thing is more and more I talk about, and I'm wrapped up into individuals, and and I want to say maybe 30 years of working with people. Okay, the biggest thing that I've found out is that it's not that the desire is not there. Okay, it's never that. The desire is definitely there. What's the biggest thing is the know-how, is to get yourself from the A to the B. Okay, from the X to the Z, right? Wherever you're at to wherever you're going. That has been the biggest obstacle, and the biggest hurdle that I've seen that people bump into when they hit that wall, is that it's even hard to tell them that that's where they are. Okay, and so what that comes to, it comes to looking. You have a couple of things. So I say couple, but you have several things, right? When you're focused, when you're first starting, you have a level of competence. Okay, and that first level of competence is you are being mentored, so you have a competent level which is unconscious, because you're doing the things that are in line with what your mentor is telling you to do. Okay, so you shut your brain, and you just take the road. Okay, and then there is when you become knowledgeable of what you're doing, then you're consciously competent. Okay, you're consciously competent. You know exactly what you're doing. You're following your mentor, the system, the strategies, whatever that is. So you're consciously competent. Okay, then what happens is we get to a point where we are so conscious of our competence that we get above the level of understanding. Now we feel like this is when you get the church splits. This is when you get the businesses that split off from one another. Okay, because this is when you get dissension. This is when you get division. Okay, and this is what happens. You have people that have different viewpoints. Okay, and instead of actually talking those viewpoints out and understanding that this is where you started from. Okay, it's probably best to stay here until you have um, more understanding. Okay, and then it looks like it looks like this. It looks like a weird roller coaster. Okay, because once you get yourself to a point of you have a little success, once you get to the point, and you see this a lot, you know, you'll see it over and over again. You get to the point to where you have so many views. Okay, you got so many followers. Okay, you have so many enrollees, so many sales, or so many whatever that grade is of your grade or your report card. Okay, whatever that is, that thing is that you judge your life by, that is what I call a little success. Okay, so when I say that, is this because it's just starting line of success. And what happens when you cross that line, you get to a point to where you are feeling like you are validated. Okay, so that's what Facebook for. That's what social media is for. Okay, it gives you a level of validation. And if you can't see me, I'm doing air quotes on validation. Okay, because the thing is, we can do a live, and then we see that a popular live, you have several people, 50 people, 100 people, 300 people, whatever that may be, and that demonstrates some type of success for some. Okay, because you think that if you have that many followers or that many people that are paying attention, those people are actually converting to money, and that's hardly ever the case. There's the people that are moving and that are quiet. Those people that are giving real value. Okay, those people that you see out there that are exchanging very little for from coming from the audience, and they're giving a lot of value in exchange for that. Okay, those people are living out of their truth. They're living out of their passion, out of their purpose. Okay, they're not in it for the validation, but they're in it for the transformation. Okay. And that's the thing that is the most frustrating thing, is to be in it for the transformation, but you have some people in it for the part time. Okay. And that ends up you are what we call, give me a couple seconds. But that gets to a point to where you are, let's say for instance, you have the chicken and you have the pig, right? And we're talking about levels of commitment. Okay, so when you have the chicken and the pig, you have them both on the plate, right? You have the eggs, you have the bacon. Okay, now the chicken gave the egg. Okay, but the pig gave its life. Okay, and so that's the thing, to where when you jump aboard to anything that's moving forward and you feel like that's your passion and that's a purpose that you can run with, that's why at Real University we say, hey, this is your purpose, this is your passion. So when people don't tune in to the different things that they have going on to get them to a better level, that doesn't say anything to me, okay, other than that individual is just not quite ready yet to pursue their own purpose, because it is something. Because when you start to, it's like the word says, you have to count the cost before you start, right? And because when you start, you don't realize what kind of opposition is going to come your way. Because the thing is, you see the end goal, but because you see the end goal, you are at a place in your life that your thoughts have got you there. Okay. So when you see the end goal and your thoughts are where you are now, you have to get to that end goal. But in order for you to get there, it has to have contrast to come, to make you, to shape you, to chisel you into shape, to make you let go of things, to make you implement the right types of things, because the law of attraction only happens as you prepare. Okay, so whatever you have and you say, okay, hey, Mike, I've been doing X, Y, and Z and I still haven't. And Mike, I've been doing affirmations and confirmations. That's, nobody can tell me what they've been doing without me seeing the results. Okay, and I'm at this point in my life, and you can see this from any coach. It is not always the person that scores the 35, 40 points that the coach is saying, hey, that person is going somewhere. But it's the person that is a well-rounded individual that you can see that they have the potential to continue to go, not just the talent. A lot of people have talent, but the potential ends up being buried because the talent is not worked on to perfect into a skill. Okay, so that's why I say this is a university. That's why we follow the Financial Blueprint Academy, okay? Because it's an understanding that you have to make this into a journey. It is not something that you're going to buy as a pepperoni pizza and be able to put it into the microwave, and then a minute later you're going to get your millions, okay? But you, the strange thing is that it could happen, but at the same time, it has to be an individual that is prepared for it. Okay. So the thing is, what is pushing you away? And the reason and I hope that you take the time to write the letters, the notes rather, upon any tablets that you have, or your recording, whatever that mode is. Or if you say, hey, this is recorded and I can go back in and I listen to the recording and then take my notes, whatever that is, you have to become to a place to say, hey, it's the false evidence appearing real. And then it is um, my own development, my own personal growth. I can no longer compare myself, okay, to anything around me. I have to get within my own ability to perfect it into my own craft. And it's never too late to do anything that you desire, but you have to follow certain steps, okay? And those steps we always, revert back to, and that's the three top proven solutions to get to your purpose. We're not talking about pills, potions, lotions, wraps, teas. We're simply saying, hey, in 3 times out of the week, can you put together 30 minutes to hear someone that's going to help you get to your purpose? Not hear someone talk about you, rah rah, let's go get it so you can make some more sales for my bottom line, right? So that you can go make some more money for me, right? It's to say, hey, no, what is your purpose? What is the thing that you desire most in life? And let's show you how to get that, okay? That's what this is about. And then not just that, but those individuals that are strong enough mentally to come together to help out the other individuals that are straggling. Okay, so to help out those people that, let's say for instance, that you want to help individuals with first time home buyers. You may want to help individuals that with child care, right? You may want to help individuals with that's going through a particular phase in life. Whatever this is, whatever that calling is, whatever that purpose is that's within you, what is it that's going to take? What is it that is going to get you over the hump? To say, okay, I'm going to have to. And let me show you what I mean by that. In comparison, when I was comparing what I've done and what I do on a daily basis, what I've done, throughout the years or whatever, right? When I compare that to the average individual, okay, then it may seem like I do more, okay? But when I compare what I do with what the potential is that God's given me, then I fall short. So therefore, now I'm producing a lot more. I'm doing a lot more videos. I'm reaching out to a lot more individuals. I'm cutting a lot individuals off, right? I'm understanding this, and hey, what is got to happen is individuals has to follow the procedures that I'm doing. Okay, so I want you to see more and more what I'm actually doing, right? I want you to tune in so that you can see the trailblazers that we're going to put in front of you so that you don't have to go and blaze your own trail. Okay, you can understand how to get yourself to the individualized goal that you already have. Okay, and what we want to do is we always want to understand where we're starting from. Okay, so I'm gonna get to a point where I can share this on your screen. Give me 1 second, because I want you to see where we're headed. Because there's so many times I can say, "Hey, guys," people will say, "Hey, Mike, how do you do real estate?" Then I say, "Okay, hey, this is how you do real estate. Boom, 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 boom. Man, that requires work." Yes, it does. Okay. Well, Mike, how do you do your enrollment? How get to talk to individuals? Well, I have a script for you, right? I have a text script that you can use to implement. Oh, maybe that's still going to take a little work, and yes, it's going to take a little work. So, Mike, how do you do the lead capture pages and things like that? Well, I have a video for you. You can watch. Oh, I got to watch the video to learn how to do. You can't just tell me. It's going to take a little work, okay? And the point I'm getting to is that, guys, we got to get to a point where we turn it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? We got to get. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what stage in life you are. You woke up this morning, and since you woke up this morning, it's an opportunity to turn it up just another notch, okay? If we just get better 1% every day for the year, that's 365 days in a year. We get better 1%. That's 365% change every year, right? A little bit change to get more empathy for the next individual, a little more change to get involved into the group economics, a little more change to understand the shortcomings of others so that you can understand and be forgiven for your shortcomings, right? A little more time to get developed into whatever it is that we want to be. Okay. And see, the basic foundations of everything is a blueprint so that you can know what you're doing, right? You got to know what you're doing. So that's why we lead with the purpose first. So they can say, hey guys, we're not asking you to do anything that is of our own design. We don't want you to do anything that we're saying, hey, this is our purpose, and we want you to get behind it and do and sell our peel, potion, lotion, wrap, or a tea, right? We want you to say, no, I want to create a business. I want to create a 501c3. I want to create have a calling that I want to implement in my life, right? So we want to give you the things that you need to do within that structure so that you can feel free to flow with creativity, because you don't have to worry about the hard knocks. You don't have to worry about outside people coming in and trying to damage what you have going on, because you're working with individuals that have already worked that particular process. Yes, no matter what you are involved in, people say, hey, I want to do this. I want to create this type of thing in my life, without understanding that if you're going to create, the person that solves the biggest problems is going to create the most abundance, that's going to create the income, right? So you have an individual that's boxing bags, right? You get into a grocery store and that person is doing the bagging, okay? And so what that is, that's a small problem. Don't put the bread right on the bottom of the can. That's a small problem. So they get paid dollars an hour. Okay. Then you got the individual that is the leader of the free world. Okay. So they get paid $250,000 to $400,000 a year. And even after the job, they continue to get paid the same amount because they're responsible for large problems. But when we say, hey, I want to create this type of income, and then we say, hey, I want to create life freedom, I want to have this, but we don't want the problems. We're going to get out of here, because we all got to pass through here. We're going to leave this place in a level of silent frustration. It's going to be this person's problem because it's they should have told me. It's going to be this individual because I got to blame somebody, right? So what this goal is, when we tune in on Mondays to get ourselves to get the onion layers removed, okay? What this means is that when you were born all the way up to now, people have told you what you could and what you couldn't do. Portions of that you believed, portions of that you didn't believe. Okay, so whichever ones that you did or didn't believe, those were seeds that were planted within you that have grown to this point. So now everything that you've come across, everything that you now expose in your life to, you think it's something that happened arbitrarily, but it's coming to make you better. Either it's coming to make you better because you asked for a particular thing, right? The moment you said, God, I need more patience, guess what happened? You got to have something come to try the patience, right? You say, God, I want more wealth. Then what you got to do, it's got to have something to come to test your ability when things are not going well. Okay, so then you can be deserving, quote unquote, of that wealth. Okay, you become the individual that can be trusted with that particular wealth. Okay, so that's why you have, certain people have certain things. Okay, because you have developed the craft. You have the same individuals that have been birthed and they can play basketball, football, whatever they may be, right? I love sports, so that's generally some of my analogies. But you have all the time, so you have that person that both of them have the same skill set, both of them are the same height, same weight, and everything. But one person gets in and shoots 100 jump shots, or shoots 100 free throws, right? Shoots 100 layups every day, every practice. The other person says, hey, I'm going to rely on my skill. I'm charismatic, quote unquote, okay? And so what happens is that person ends up with nothing. Okay, so it's the same thing in here. So when the people are writing books, autobiographies, biographies, right? Those are the things that says, okay, I've done this, it didn't work for me because of this. But when I started to do A, B, and C, this started to work for me. So don't do it this way. Do it this way, and it works. But we'll sit back and say, okay, can you package that into something that you could tell me in 5 minutes or less that can help me to make money? right? When this person is telling you, no, I've done this over 20 years. Okay, so in order for you to kind of glean from that, it's going to take some type of discipline to get up underneath the training, the structure, okay, that is out there. And that was a biggest thing that helped me, was to understand that somebody has already made it. I can be smart and learn from my own mistakes, right, and successes, or I can be wise and learn from somebody else's mistakes. Okay, and so that's what we want to be doing with this particular university. What is it that you desire? Those of us that are watching this on replay, okay, where's your calendar? Okay, what is it that you've structured to make sure that you are where you need to be? And let's take a look at that, by the way, while we are getting it together. Um, I'm gonna find that, because I didn't mean to. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I am now. So give me a second. Let me find that. All right, I got it now. Let me share this with you guys so that you can see where we're going. I want to give you, more than anything, the simplicity of the design of working with a system. Okay, when you have a system, that means that you can have something to depend on and to rely on, right? Even when the things outside of the system are going up and down, left and right, you can rely on the system to carry you through. Okay, and so that's what we want to do. So I want to show you the ease of what we're working with. Okay, um, let me see here. And I hope you guys are having a solid time. I hope you guys are, getting to glean. And the biggest thing is if you see the presentation earlier, if you ever heard me say, the biggest thing is to understand emotions. All right. When you understand emotions, then you understand that that's your energy in motion. That's something that is either in control, and you can see the development of it, or it's something that's out of control, and it's going to lead you into where you don't want to be. Okay, and so that's what I mean by emotions. Okay, that emotion that we have that carries us. Let's say, for instance, we are consistently seeing and being bombarded by the stuff that is happening inside of our community, right? The injustice, all those types of things. Even though that is something that is definitely something that we have to be. I won't say we have to be or anything like that, but I can say that I am disturbed, angry, just really angry about. But at the same time, that anger cannot be allowed to start and to fester into hate. Okay, that means that I am no longer into a creative ability to provide a solution. I'm only in the vein to create more hate. Okay, so therefore, we have to get to a point to where, even though those things that are surrounding us may be not how we want it, but we got to be able to remain joyful. Okay, it may not be happy, but we're joyful because we understand, right, the inner outcome. Okay, so if I was to share this with you guys, so you can see um, the simplicity of sharing, what we're working with. Okay. Nah, I don't want to do that either. Let's do it this way. Now, I put this into a fashion of a board, okay? Now, I want people that are watching, can see that it is in a place to where it's very easy to follow, okay? Let me make sure it's being shared as well. One second, I don't think it did. Okay, there we go. All right, now you should be able to see, your screen now, what we have in front of us. I'm gonna go to make it a wide view for us all. Okay. Now, what we see in front of us is just a simple structure. And I want you to see, don't worry about the words and, if you're taking notes and everything like that, because it's also recorded and you can take your time and pause it when you see everything as right now. Okay. So you can pause it and then write out the notes and things like that, those people that are recording it. But when you start, understand that no matter what you're building, if you work this particular system, right? Because the goal, a lot of people, we plug in and we say that we want our particular individual things done, and that's fine. Okay, so you want those particular individual purpose pursuits realized. Okay, this is the way to realize that, right? It's like when you come into any other business or function or anything that you come into, you're looking around for directions, right? If you come into a building and you got to find the classroom, or you got to find the place to where you're getting training, or whatever it is, you may be going into a mall, what do? You find the big thing up there that says you are here, okay? And then you find out where you want to go, okay? Then you go to follow the directions. But for some reason, when it comes to getting our business together, we want to do our own thing to the effect that our own thing handicaps us from accomplishing what we should. Okay, what I mean is this: when I want to create Real University, okay, now within Real University, it gives you the dream getting capabilities, the personal credit, business credit, leveraging your credit. Okay, now you can get that outside of here by paying people to do so, but inside of here is a one low monthly fee that for the membership, but you have to do it and get involved in doing it on your own. Okay, and see, that step will get you to a point to where it is your own and no one nowhere can take that from you. Okay, but if you're trusting individuals and you have to pay somebody X amount of dollars to be able to do those things, okay, you're not sure if they're going to do them or not. Okay, it's already hard enough to come up with the cash, okay, to get to that next level of helping them to get your business done, or whatever that is that you're getting done, right? And so, if that's the case, let's slow down and then say, okay, to get to my end goal, why is it that I cannot get to the training that is going to help me get to my end goal? What is it that's causing me not to discipline myself to do the simple strategies necessary to get to my end goal? It's just like I always compare it to things that a lot of people know about. It's about losing weight, because I've been there. I've lost 40, 50 pounds previously. Okay, so I understand the process. Not that it's easy for anyone or easy for no one. I'm not saying anything, but what I'm saying is that once you make a decision, you have to make that decision and then take the action steps to carry out that same decision. And when it's involved in that, then it's quick steps that you can take to get yourself into a momentum. Okay, you can start and saying, "Hey, I'm just going to drink water for half a day." Okay, and then you get to a point to where you're able to drink only water for the whole day, right? And then you get to a point to where you're, reducing the sugar intake. Then you get to a point to where you're reducing, the bread that you got coming in. So it makes it into a lifestyle. not into a diet. Okay. And see, that's the same thing with any other type of skill that you're developing. This so happens to be a skill in business and finance, right? Understanding the cash flow game. Okay. And so the thing is to plug in and say, okay, hey, my emotions tell me that, I'm hearing the same things, but I'm not applying it. But my emotion is telling me that I'm not going to tune in because I got to find something else to do, right? It's going to always, you got to understand that there are several yous that are always at play. Okay, let me get on what you call it, because I want you guys to see me when I'm saying these things. Okay, so there are several yous that are always at play. Okay, and that's the biggest thing. And if I ever got the understanding of, you have the you that is involved in the facts that are surrounding you right now. That you have a you that is just focused on simply that. You have another you that is focused on what happened to you in the past. What was your past experiences, okay? Then you have the person, another you that is that fearful person that has come together and said, "Hey, this happened now. This is happening now. This has happened before. Don't do this." No, that it gives you these false warnings because it wants you to stay out of trouble. Okay. All right. But that trouble is outside of your comfort zone, right? Because you cannot make bigger muscles without tearing the muscle. Okay. It's not possible, right? So the thing is, that's what happens with our personal development. The grooves that are in that you see in the brain, the picture of a brain, those grooves, right? Those grooves are habits that have formed, okay, over time. So yes, it takes you a little bit to say, okay, I'm going to make the decision to do this at this time, and this time. I'm going to wake up and do this and accomplish this and do this. Okay. I'm going to make myself aware of what I'm thinking, right, and how I feel. Okay, because what ends up in where I started with all of this is so that we can understand those particular yous that are there. Okay, so what you have to come to a realization is that, hey, make the decisions until the real you is has a voice loud enough, right, to overcome all the other. Find out where you can trust the system that's already in place. Okay, that's why some people go to religions or church or what those things, because when you go to the church, right, you have a particular way of doing things. You have something that you expect to happen, and you expect the community to be a certain way. So therefore, when you go in, you're expecting protection according to the group functions. Okay, and see, that's what we're given here at the Real University. You have the protection because others are thinking the same way you're thinking. Others have already used the strategies that you're using now. Others are using the strategy and winning with the strategies that they have now. Okay, and so now you have to grab hold of your individual purpose. It's not anything about Mike. It's not anything that you plug into here and I see you plug into here and that gives accolades. Okay. It is about you when these lights shut off and this video stops, what are you gonna do? What is that you're gonna write down? What is it that you're gonna do tomorrow? Whose life are you going to impact? If what you're doing revolves around your production of your individual skills, then your purpose, that's not your purpose. You have not reached the area of where your purpose is. Your purpose has to be to a point to where it's reached out to make it better for others. You are here so that what needs to be done through you has to be done to you. Okay, so in order for you to understand that part in life, if you're going to help others, right, come out of particular situations, you're going to have gone through that situation, or either know how to get them out of the situation by having developed the skills big enough to grab hold of them out of that situation. Okay, in order for you to develop the skills, you still have to go and develop by going through contrast, by going through opposition. Okay, so we want to look around. We want to say, president this, right? We want to say husband. We want to say wife. We want to say boyfriend, girlfriend. We want to say somebody made me this way. Right? We want to say somebody has to be the cause of me not being able to pursue the things that I want to do. Right? Instead of eliminating all obstacles first, and then the things that remain, that's what's in the way. Okay, so we remove all obstacles like what, Michael? Like the way we think. Okay, when you can see the emotion that is coming. Okay, when you have a certain way, you say, man, I just don't feel right, or I just don't, sit down and understand that that feeling had to come from thoughts that you thought before, or you let in TV, or you let in some kind of fear or something like that, because you are full of faith. You are a person. If you wasn't, you wouldn't be watching this, right? If you wasn't, you wouldn't be a point to saying, hey, you couldn't see the end goal. Okay, if you wasn't a person full of faith. But life comes at you, because as soon as the word is sown, what's that word? That word is just simply you saying that you want to be better. You're saying that I want to stop doing this. I want to eliminate this out of my life. I want to bring in this good in my life. That's opposition from the very direction that you were going at once in time. You know, so when you change course, think about it as in a ship. You change course. It takes a while to turn around a ship. Okay, the larger the ship, the longer it takes to turn around. And you could have been doing a certain thing all your life. Okay, so that's why we come together to get it to a point to where we can be our best. Okay, so whatever it is that is, a lot of times, I've heard from others, and some people do a little differently. They say that, hey, you got to kind of, help them. Like, you got to give them, emotions, and you got to, in order for them to hear, you got to kind of make them feel good. Like some of the preachers get to hymn and all that type of stuff, to get your emotions high so that you can get the word right. It's a decision. It's a simple decision. You say that, hey, either the pain is great enough or the pleasure is great enough. One of these is bigger than the other. And what's going to happen is you're going to feed the pleasure, and it's going to be delayed gratification, or not delayed gratification, because you're consistently feeding the pleasure. Hey, I can't get on this because I can't get on this call. I can't write down notes. I can't start on this book. I can't put together my 501c3. I can't start this business. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's pleasure, because that pleasure is saying that stay in my comfort zone. Stay in that comfort zone. Yeah, they're going to talk about you. Stay right there. So yeah, that's what you're going to continually get in. But when you get to a point and you say, hey, I'm going to take the pain for just a little bit, right? I'm going to do a little delayed gratification, okay? I'm going to place it in the stove instead of place it in the microwave, right? All right, so I'm going to use the crock pot instead of using the microwave, and I'm going to set myself still and understand that ups and downs are going to come. I'm going to make sure that I understand that I have counted the cost, right? And so therefore, what could stop me? What can literally stop me? We say that we believe. We say that we have this type of thing that I'm going to make it, and we declare this types of things. 2020. Well, we declared it year 2000. We declared it year 2010. We declared it the year 2020, right? And so what we got to do is say, hey, come to the point where the goals is no longer just a wish. Now it's a goal because I have set aside and said, hey, this is a goal and I have an end date. Not only do I have an end date, but I have steps that I'm going to take to get to that end goal. Okay. So we're going to wrap this thing up into a cocoon of making us to who we are, and inside this cocoon is everything. So you got to shut down for a little while and to become who that is that you meant to be, right? No matter who you are, if you're watching this thing right here and you're 80 years old, then you should be saying, hey, I'm still alive right now. Who it is that I can help with all this wisdom that I have going on, right? You have the opportunity right now with the internet. The internet is helping individuals to help individuals to get their message out. And if you understand how to get the message out properly, then you can monetize your information. Okay, so you've gone through quite a bit, right? So let's turn that into something that's profitable, that can help others, that can help you leave a inheritance for your children's children. Okay, so what we want to do is bring all this together so that we can become the end person that we was always designed to be. It's never too late because you heard the message, right? No matter where you are. Your whole thing. You say you want to start real estate. I see it all the time. People say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the other. But it's the middle. It's the middle. Okay? The race is not given to the swift, but to the one that endures. Okay, so your goal is, I'm saying this because some people say, Mike, I look young, okay, but at the same time, this is 49 years, okay, 49 years being in business, 30 years, okay. I've been in business longer than some of you guys have been living, okay. So what I want to do is to show you, hey, don't. Right. And so my goal, I've always been to the point, and my fiance would tell me all the time, hey, don't worry about that. Let that go. Just they're not going to they're going to do what they want to do. So my thing is, I'm always saying, hey, how can I make it better for them? How can I make it easier for them to understand? How can I make it easier for them to implement? Why aren't they, they say they want this, what? So my thing is now, I'm running, and I'm running. Okay. Those that want to run with me, they're going to catch me. They're going to let me know that they're running. I'm going to know that they're around. And see, those are the ones that I'm going to come. I don't know if, let's just say, for instance, if you're a trainer and you say, hey, I'm going to give you a free training to get your people to a better place in life, right? And they don't show up to the gym, would you keep reaching out to that individual, okay, and they're not showing up to the gym, right? So that's what we got to say. You can't no longer say, hey, I didn't get an alert. Mike wins the time. Mike, you know what I'm saying? When, these things are out there. We're saying that, hey, I want to create this type of income. I want to create this type of freedom. I want to create this type of help for others that come in my life. I want to help other individuals so they don't have to go through this stuff, right? So what type of contrast, what type of opposition do you not expect? If you're going to help hundreds and thousands of people, if you're just going to help yourself to get out of this thing here, listen, we see it over and over and over and over and over and over again. How many times are we going to look and see the damage that's happened to our community, right? And it doesn't matter who you are, you know exactly what community I'm speaking of, okay? And see, the thing is, and I don't even know why I'm going over here in this direction, but Real University, that's why we were made. We were not made for just to have people to come together and say, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? And then run back the other direction after they get the information. We come together so that, this person over here is at a zero. but this person over here is at 1,000. Okay, and these individuals that are at 1,000, these individuals that are zero, we come and we help them to get up to 1,000, and we go up and we move together from 1,000 to 10,000. Okay, so what's that's the goal, right? And it is get to a point to where that's what we're looking for, and it is starting to happen. We have some great individuals, great companies, great things that are pushing forward through this COVID scare, right? And there's people that have fallen out. There are people that have lost their businesses. We are still striving, to get to the greatness that is destined within us. And so I pull together. Listen, we have people that are in the houses, right? That can't pay, right? So we can't throw them out, right? So therefore we can't pay other things, right? So the thing is, all these types of things are going on, right? So what do we do to reach out to help another individual to get to a better place in life, right? We got to get to a point to say, hey, what do I need to do, right? We've got to get to a point to where we overcome the things that we thought were holding us back. We got to overcome and say, hey, I used to be this type of individual. We got to overcome that point that says, hey, I'm like this. No, you're not. You've been made like that. You've been made to think that's who you are. Okay, there's nothing stopping you from becoming the greatest you can be. There's the only thing that's stopping you is the individual that is in between you and the thing that's discipline. Okay, that is the only thing that is stopping you from becoming who you are destined to be, right? And we always think about predestination, okay? And that predestination, if you're familiar with that term, it means that, hey, no matter what is happening, that I'm going to get to this goal eventually, right? Whew, guys, what I want to do more than anything is get you guys to a point to where it said, "Hey, Mike, I'm ready." You know what I'm saying? No matter what this thing is, right? And the thing is, guys, the beautiful thing about it is that you can be anywhere in the world. Well, really anywhere in the world. But right now we're reaching out to the nation, right? And so the beautiful thing is that, hey, we have family, right? With this thing is that we turn and we say, hey, this individual tough time. So we can go back and get this individual and say, for instance, you're going through a tough time, right? And you have, say, for instance, there are 2 or 3 months, right? And you have been to a place to where you want it to be better, okay? But you have a family. It's just like the same thing, right? When you have a real, quote unquote, real family, that's why I called it that, by the way. But when you have your blood family, say you go and you're talking to your cousins, right? Y'all coming to the family cookout, right? And then everybody starts seeing everybody, and it's been 2 years since you seen that one, and it's been 5 years since you seen that one. But it's like everybody's dapping everybody up, everybody's warming up to everything because your family, right? That warmness is there. You understand that there is a genuine trust, a genuineness that you're going to be there. You've always been there. You just hadn't been able to be, right? And so that's what you have in the real university. You can be working on your individual thing, right? And nobody even knows or heard or been around, you and they never see your name and stuff like that. You working on your individual skills, but every time you're just, pumping into individuals that want to become better themselves, you just throw them back to the university, right? You say, hey guys, I'm working on my thing, but you can throw them back to the real university. We take work on them, get them to the place that they want to be, how to get them to a level of excellence, okay, and advancing leadership. That becomes a passive income for you. Listen, we talk about market investing. We talk about annuities, with IRAs, all these types of things, even buying real estate. Okay, these things are awesome. What I want you to see, business is business, and business is done by percentages. Okay, when you understand percentages, then you understand what you have in your hand here. You understand that no matter what it is. See, people, they laughed years ago because I've always been involved in business. I've always been involved in different types of business, right? And so people say, well, Michael, why are you involved with my econ? My econ, you can't, make any money. How is $25, for a sign up is going to create for you income? It's the value is always the people. Anytime you lose that function, you have lost it. The value is the people. The value is not your product. The value is not your service. The value is not your goal. The value is not your purpose, nor your passion. The value is in the people. You were birthed so that the thing within you can get to somebody else. That's the whole reason, right? Whatever that profession is, whatever that purpose is, whatever that strength is. Some people are great, just empaths, can just talk to individuals and make them feel better and get them to a better state in life, mental state. That's valuable, but you can't do it. You can't perfect that gift, that calling, because you're tied to a 40, 50 hour a week job that's knocking you out. And so now you got the children and you got everything is just bounding on you, okay? And so now you have an opportunity to leverage that time to get it back. How do I leverage that time, Mike? By saying that, hey, I'm going to take myself about 3 to 7 hours a week and work on me, personal, nothing else, right? And that working on me doesn't mean that I'm in this shell and I don't reach out to grab others. What that means is that I'm working on me, and at the same time, even though I'm working on me, the fire comes out, and so other people can see where you're going, and they're gonna say, "Hey, man, how you?" Everybody watching this, you already help people every day. You just are not creating leverage from it. I'm going to teach you how to understand the value of others, help them to discover that value that's within them, the real them, and then let that grow and become all that they need to be. Right? When you do that for an individual, it's got to happen for you. So can you do it for 1, 3, 5, 10 individuals by just simply pointing them the way? You're not pointing them the way to some pill, potion, lotion, wrap, or a tea. You're not pointing them to some lives. You're not pointing them to something that's going to take money out of their pockets. You're getting them something that's going to birth the thing that is within them to get them to that desired end that they want to be. Right? So that's why this was designed to give you a platform to leverage your goals so that you can get to them quicker by leveraging the structure, the networks, the resources that we have as a group, as a unit. But it has been for the last year or so, trying to say, hey, guys, hey, boom, hey, let's move. You know what I'm saying? Now the chessboard is in place. It's in place now, right? The goal is, are you on the chessboard, and what position are you going to play? Okay, and everybody can choose, right? The goal is to eventually create your own chess game so that you're no longer the piece on the board, but the creator. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna wrap that up with that one. And I want you to get to a point to say, hey, man, I'm ready. And the fired up, it has to be contained. Okay. So the fire that you feel when you get that motivation and that inspiration, you have to bottle it. Right? It's like the oil. Okay. You can't let the oil run out of the lamp. Okay. So what you do, you bottle that, and then you tap on the inner feeling of how you feel right now, tomorrow when you wake up. So when you get through with this right now, don't be like, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. So when you get through with this, go ahead and say, oh, take me a note, and I'm going to set aside, today's Monday. Okay, what is my goal for Tuesday? How am I looking? How's my current lifestyle? How's my future lifestyle? have I accomplished? Where am I on in these steps? If you don't know, find out where you are in the steps. Call me and let's get you going. I promise you. Listen, people that are in my econ, that are doing the steps in my econ, they have no need to reach out and enroll or recruit others. They're using their own income. They're using their own intellect, knowledge, wisdom by learning the education to create their own cash flow. They really reach out for others to because they really have a heart to help others. Because it's not like the pills, potions, and lotions, wraps, and teas. It's not like that. We're not selling those things in order to create income. We're simply saying we're creating our own income, our own lifestyle. Come with us. Let us show you how to do that. And then let's get together and get our 40 acres and a mule. Guys, y'all have a good one. Peace.